This segment sponsored by Summit Physical Therapy. Aquatic therapy is an excellent option on its own or for patients who may not have good success with traditional land-based therapy. So joining me today to discuss more is Andreas, owner of Summit Physical Therapy, and Gretchen, who is a senior physical therapist. Hello.
Hello.
Welcome.
Hello.
How are you guys doing?
Good.
How are
Yourself?
you?
Doing wonderful, thank you. Good to see you. And so Andreas, let's start off by giving us an overview about Summit Physical Therapy.
So we started Summit Physical Therapy in 2006. We have since grown to 2 locations. We now have a location on the south end of town on the corner of Ingle and Jefferson, and our other location is on Lohmar Road across from Myers. And that's where we do the aquatic therapy.
Okay, awesome. So we're going to dive into aquatic therapy, but I think the biggest question is, what is that? What is aquatic therapy? Is that in the water moving? That's my guess.
So aquatic therapy is basically a modality that we can use utilizing the water and the special properties that it has. Patient is in the pool with us, and we can do exercise, we can do some manual-based therapy, but anything that we can utilize to help the patient to be able to get better functional gain.
Okay, and so tell me about just some of the benefits of aquatic therapy.
So with aquatic therapy, we can use the special properties that are in water. There's buoyancy that we can use to help kind of hold people up. That's really good for helping to reduce pain. It helps to take pressure off of particularly the lower extremity joints, so people with back pain, knee pain, hip pain, ankle pain. It can help them to learn how to walk again without a limp. It can help them learn how to gain strength and better movement in an environment that's a little bit more friendly than maybe on land.
When people start off with aquatic, the goal is to get them to move on a land-based level. How long is that therapy process?
Well, it really depends upon kind of what brings them to us to begin with. We can continue with aquatic-based therapy kind of through their treatment. It can be short if the person is somebody who can get an idea of the exercises and wants to continue on their own at like the Y or another facility. They can certainly do that. So we can see people for just 2 or 3 weeks. We can see them for a longer period of time if it's something that requires a longer recovery period. So we try to make sure that we tailor that to the individual needs of the patient and the problems that they present with, because some people's problems are simple and some people's problems are a lot more complex.
Right. Okay. So it's so great. It's a custom plan.
Yeah,
that
absolutely.
really walks them through it. Okay.
Absolutely.
Awesome. So I know that you brought in some items to show us, and I'm so curious as to what they are. So
Right.
please share more.
Okay, so one of the benefits that we have with doing the aquatic therapy is we can utilize, again, the properties of the water itself. So the resistance of the water. So these activities or these pieces of equipment we can utilize with that. The bell here and then the paddle are both to increase surface area, so that increases resistance. So as we're trying to progress somebody through maybe just being able to move their arms through the water, this will help to make that harder because it increases the surface area and increases the tension. This would be something that they would hold on like so, and then they could move their arm through the water. This is relatively complex. This is a lot easier. So we can even adjust it so that if it's closed, it's more resistance. If it's open, it's less resistance, knowing that everybody comes to us at a different level, right? We utilize pool noodles. We didn't bring that in. We figured everybody knows what a pool noodle is, but
Right.
we have little buoy barbells. This utilizes kind of the buoyancy. So just as buoyancy can help lift us up, we can also use buoyancy in having to try to push it down in the water. That's good for helping with core strength. It's good for helping with upper extremity strength as well.
Yes. Oh, wow. That's so great. And so, though this is a therapy, would this also be great just for personal strength building?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. And what we really want to try to do with physical therapy in general is give people an idea of what they can do to help themselves, obviously, because the patient is their own best practitioner. They're with themselves all the time. So if we can give them the tools, they can fly with it.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, that's awesome. And so, Andreas, as someone is entering into trying to figure out their next steps after an illness or an injury, and they're like, which therapy is best for me? It's best for them to do what first? To book a consultation to really, so that you can evaluate their needs?
Yeah, I mean, if people have questions and they're not really sure if they qualify for land-based therapy, or if they're ready for it, maybe after an injury or a surgery, they can certainly give us a call. I mean, if there was a surgery, there's probably already a physician involved who
Right.
hopefully gives them some advice. But we always offer free screens, so if somebody isn't ready to make that commitment, saying, yeah, I want to come in for therapy, they can come in and we will evaluate them. Basically just letting them know, here's what we feel like we can do for you. Are you a good candidate for either land-based or, aquatic therapy?
Okay, well, wonderful. Andreas, always good to see you. Gretchen, thank you so much for sharing your expertise with us. And if you would like more information about Summit Physical Therapy, we'll have their website listed below, and we'll be right back. This segment sponsored by Summit Physical Therapy.